Hello again, hockey fans. Peter from YHH here with another live interview here at the USHL Fall Classic in beautiful Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. We have a bona fide legend sitting to my left, Mark Carlson of the Cedar Rapids RoughRiders. Mark, thanks so much for making the time today.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, can you put the mic a little bit closer?
Yeah.
There you go. That's
Right,
okay. You've been around long enough. I don't think you have to do any media training. That's okay.
Well, it looks like maybe I had to. I don't know.
Now, you've been coaching in the USHL since the turn of the millennium, back when people were using dial-up internet and the phone book. But I'd like to take you back even further to a little place called Lawrenceville, New Jersey, where you are originally from. Tell me about growing up in New Jersey, the 1970s. The Devils weren't there yet. They came along in '82. Who were some of your early hockey influences in New Jersey in the '70s?
Well, good question. And I actually, I'm glad you brought up Lawrenceville. I actually lived in the suburbs of New York City for a while prior to that, and then over in the suburbs of Philly. And so grew up around the Rangers, the Flyers, and then, later on, the Devils. So it was kind of around all those teams. And I don't know if there's anyone in particular. I mean, Bobby Clark, but back in the day, with those Broad Street Bullies teams was a guy that I really liked.
Yeah, and those teeth, too.
Oh, yeah.
Who could forget Bobby Clark and his teeth?
Yeah, the great smile. Yeah.
a $1 million smile. And you played for UMass Lowell, and you coached at UMass Lowell 3 seasons at Northeastern. So you're an East Coast guy. I mean, you know about pizza and pasta. And you end up moving to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. What made the Cedar Rapids RoughRider job enticing to an East Coast boy?
Well, the opportunity to coach and be a GM in the United States Hockey League was first and foremost, and then Cedar Rapids, just a tremendous community and really nice area. We were going to have a great building, and was lucky back at that time to interview with Butch Johnson and Steve Jezierski, and was fortunate to have an opportunity, and I just thought that it was something I certainly wanted to do.
So when you took the job, I'd imagine you saw it as a little more of a stepping stone than it's ended up becoming. When you took the job in Cedar Rapids, were you thinking, all right, I'll do my time, I'll do 5 or 6 years, and then I'll be on a Division I bench as a head coach, or even in the AHL, or even as an assistant in the NHL? Did you see it as a stepping stone, or did you, at what point did you decide Cedar Rapids is my spot?
Well, I just, for me, I've always been a kind of a day-by-day, type of person, and that's kind of how I've always done things. I love the age group and the opportunity to to teach and help young men, and the caliber of athlete and person and hockey player that we have, and again, the United States Hockey League, the best developmental junior league in the world, in my opinion. To be a part of it is something really special.
I read an interview, I think it was a story last year on the USHL website, where your wife Tammy said that you're not happy unless you're helping your players advance to the next step. The USHL, you just said it, is such a perfect place for you to be. If you were at a higher level where it felt like guys had already reached their career ceiling, do you think you'd be as content?
Well, I mean, it's a tough question. I can say this: I love being here at this event here, where the Penguins have their training camp, and to be able to see Aiden McDonough here.
I saw that post on Facebook,
and Callahan Burke the night before that, and then Liam Walsh, one of our former captains, coming in here to see us here tonight, and to see those guys and what they're doing now. To me, outside of family, there's nothing that makes me happier than that.
What did the USHL look like when you first came in as a head coach? Because it's gotten so much polish over the last 25 years.
Well, it was, the first thing that comes to mind is just how competitive it was and how hard it was every single night. And it's still the same today. That's why it's the best league in the world. No matter what your position is, if it's on the coaching, executive side, scouting side, the playing side, you've got to be ready to go every single day, and that's what makes people great.
How have players changed since 1999? Are they more skilled? Are they faster? Or are they worse?
Well, I think I think the game's faster, and the game is more skilled, for sure at all levels.
Okay, I was going to say, if you said this has gotten worse, then we have some serious work to do.
That's right.
Here, Mark. How do you stay fresh as a coach? 25 years. I would venture to guess your locker room speeches aren't quite the same as they were when you first got started.
Well, I think you're always trying to learn, always trying to get better every day. Whether it's video reading, talking to people, watching practices, studying the mental side of things, the management, leadership side of things. And, for instance, being here for the last couple of days and being to watch Dan Muse run his training camp. The last 2 mornings I was here for the entirety and learned an awful lot. So I'm better today than I was when I got here.
You never stop learning, do you, Mark?
You can't. You can't. And I'm fortunate, I guess. I have a tremendous passion for it. And I've learned a lot here in the last couple of days.
Now, you're the head coach and the general manager, and your wife, Tammy, is the director of sales and operations, I believe. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Where have you seen the biggest evolution? Is it administrative, within the coaching ranks, or within the players? As far as the USHL goes, where have you seen the biggest growth?
Oh, wow. The biggest growth.
Because it feels like for a while it felt like a mom and pop league where it was kind of not patchwork, but pieced together.
Yeah, well, I think, in some ways, depending on the different organizations, it still is that way a little bit, and I think that's kind of a real nice thing, actually. And you mentioned Tammy. I mean, she's tremendous and does so much for our organization, our family. Love her, lucky to have her, and she really leads us in an awful lot of different ways, and she really cares about, our players and Mr. and Mrs. Sadeo and family, our community, all of our, corporate, sponsors and supporters and ticket holders. And so we're fortunate to have that, family-type atmosphere right from the top down, which is really neat.
You've mentioned community a couple of times, and it's not just Cedar Rapids. It's the entire state of Iowa. I mean, Des Moines and Dubuque and Waterloo. What can you tell me about the state of Iowa and its role in how the USHL has flourished?
Well, it's awesome with all the teams, 5 teams, I think, and there's just a lot of great hockey, and a lot of people don't realize that the caliber of hockey that you're seeing in those buildings and all the buildings across the league and in this building right here, right now, is absolutely tremendous hockey.
Do you like the trajectory that the league is on right now?
I do. Coming here this week again, the games have been great. I've watched a lot of games. We've played a game. It's at a very high level. The skill level is very high. And I think the one thing I've always gone back to is the depth of this league is really what makes it. Every player is good. If it's 12 forwards, draft 72 goalies, every player is a high-caliber player. And I think that's what sets this team, or I believe that's what sets this league apart from all the other junior leagues, is the depth of this league and how you've, as a player, and as coaches, you've got to be ready every single night.
With the kind of blurred lines between the CHL and the USHL, and you could even throw the BCHL in there, and even the NAL plays a bit of a role here in the junior landscape. How important is it for the United States Hockey League to maintain its American identity when it feels like all the wires are getting crossed?
Yeah, I think it's really important. That's something that I've brought up from time to time. Is I think it's really important that we take care of the American players for sure, and I think we've done a good job of that, and something that we want to continue to focus on.
Now, a little bit of a personal note: you are 2 wins away from passing PK O'Hanley for the league's all-time record in victories. Do you think about that at all?
I'm really focused on what we're doing with our guys, and I'm really excited about this new group that we have, and it's always challenging at any time in this league, as I've mentioned, but especially at this time of year. And I just really excited about our group and preparing for this game here tonight.
Have you dreamt about that day at all? Has it ever woken you up in the middle of the night at 3 in the morning?
I just, kind of focusing on the day by day, and we had a game yesterday, and then we did everything we can to prepare our team for today and spend some time with our guys and watch the Penguins practice and, prepare our team and video and whatnot and get ready to go here tonight.
To surpass someone like PK, who is a true, if there were a Mount Rushmore of the USHL, he would certainly have a face there. What does it mean to you to be right alongside him and then within probably the next week or two surpass him?
Well, I mean, PK is, great friend, great man, tons of respect for him, did tons for this league, and just, a great person and a great coach, and was fortunate to coach against him and to be a friend.
All right, here's the $1 million question that everyone has been yearning for. How many wins do you have if Tammy's not around?
Not that many.
I thought you were going to say 0 at one point.
Well, yeah, maybe I get 1, but yeah, not a lot.
All right,
she's certainly the backbone of things for sure.
All right, I got one more for you. What is your biggest dream for the USHL, not just today, but tomorrow and next year and the next?
That we stay the course. We come together as a league, and we continue to come together. You know, things are never easy in any endeavor, and you got to work. And I think the word that I would use is invest. You know, you've got to invest in each other as you know, players on teams or staffs or leagues, and we're really coming together as a league. We're really working together. We've got tons of great things going on. I think there's an awful lot of people that still don't realize the caliber of the league, and it's been that way a long, long time. I've been fortunate to coach a lot of really, really good players and a lot of really, really good teams, and you know, this league has got great days ahead, and I'm looking forward to you know, to being a big part of it.
Invest, invest, invest. That's Mark Carlson, the head coach and the general manager of the Cedar Rapids RoughRiders. Mark, good luck tonight, and thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.